Hi, this is Tom Malone, BBS 200, Advanced Ballistics, Week 3, Assignment 1. Summarize and explain full-length sizing. Full-length sizing of the cartridge is when you take the cartridge, the empty shot case, you clean it up, deprime it, put it in your press using a resizing die. You're forcing it up into the die, which then makes it reform back to its original dimensions, its factory dimensions, or darn close to it. And usually it deprimes at the same time. So that's how full-length sizing works. It goes all the way from the neck to the base. So that's full-length sizing. Purpose of case lubricants is to make sure that when you do this full-length sizing, you're creating a lot of friction and pressure because you're reforming that metal, that brass usually. So the case lubricant helps take the friction and pressure off both the die and the cartridge case, which allows the cartridge a longer life because it's not under as much pressure to reform. It also, the really main purpose of it is to make sure that your cartridges cases don't get stuck in the resizing die. And then you have to pull them out, and you have to get a special kit for that. And it's a real, you could break the die. There's a lot going on there. So case lubricants are a must for resizing cases, whether you use a carbide die or a regular steel die. It doesn't really matter. The purpose of headspace and cartridge headspace length. Okay, so headspace essentially is the distance that's left in the cartridge after it's fully chambered in the rifle. So that might be, it's measured in thousandths. It might be 3 thousandths to 6 thousandths, 9 thousandths, 10 thousandths. It might be as little as 1 thousandth. It all depends on the type of action and the rifle. So, and what's important to know about that is that's the part of the case that gets exposed to the most pressure during ignition because it's not covered by the rest of the chamber, essentially. Even with a locking bolt over it, there's a small part of that, measured in thousandths again, that's not covered. So that has the most potential for expansion or damage or different things going on with the cartridge as far as reforming and deforming. Headspace length is measured, like I said, in thousandths. And it's important to know what your headspace length is. You can set a die up to custom resize space length that you choose. If you have a headspace comparator or one of those CBS micrometers that are specially chambered for that particular cartridge, you can even get dies custom made for your particular round in your particular case and chambering. So that's headspace and cartridge headspace length.